No.
We might be.
Hell,
We
it's
might.
Richard.
We live, we live, we live.
All right.
Go
Hold
on.
on. Hold on. Hold on.
All right,
Hold
y'all,
on.
we're
Switch it.
live. So let's open it up like we normally do. And it's good to see everybody. I want to be what I can be, to be proud, healthy, and
Free.
I want to say what I know to help my brothers and sisters.
Grow.
Oh,
Want to feel good about me and blame no one for my
Misery.
but I'll be strong, turn it around. I want to go up. I'm not going
Down.
down. I want to do what I can do to make all my dreams come
True.
Remember my past, the good and bad, how I made it art, even when it was
Sad.
I want to share whatever my gift. And when you're feeling low, I'll give you.
A lift.
I want to live without fear. I know that I'm blessed for being
Here.
yeah.
Know that you're blessed for being
Here.
Know that we're blessed for being
Here.
and know that we are blessed. All right. Happy New
Happy New Year, family. Good to see y'all. Glad to be back.
Yes, yes. And I believe that we're gonna see some wonderful things take place this year. I know that we have been all, like I said earlier, we've been through the fire. And matter of fact, in case
Yes.
it's been through the waters, and some of us have been drowning. There's a lot of different things that you can use to describe the last 12 months. The truth of the matter is, it was a test. Life is always going to offer you some challenges. The only way that we're ever going to improve on anything that we do in our lives is to be challenged. I'm not saying that we should walk outside and just challenge the traffic and stand in the middle of traffic. I'm saying challenges come naturally, but you have to be able to deal with them, and you can't avoid them. We can't hide. We can't oversleep in bed. We can't eat up everything and get fat and stupid. We have to adjust and confront the challenges. I think many of us have done that. But now, after you've been challenged, there's a lesson to gain from that challenge. And how do you take that lesson and manifest the next part of your life? So that's what we're up against now. What you're going to do, what you have discovered in terms of your strengths and your weaknesses within the last 12 months.
Yes,
All right.
sir. Yes,
So,
sir.
let's get started. We had some folks that didn't get a chance last week, and I'm Michael's son. Maurice? Maurice the first one on. Oh, Maurice is right. Maurice, yeah, you were the first one. All right, and where you from, Maurice? Where you at? Maurice, where are you?
Right here. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Now I can hear
We
you.
can
Where
hear
you at?
I'm in Holyoke, Massachusetts.
You're in you're in Mass, okay.
Yes, sir.
So you know Jamal.
I've met Jamal online, but I haven't met him in person.
Okay.
How far are you from Boston? Where you at, Massachusetts?
I'm in Holyoke, which is
Holyoke.
about
that's far.
an hour and a half,
That's definitely far.
west of Boston.
It's definitely far from Boston.
That's northern Massachusetts.
It's far from Boston.
It's central Mass.
Okay.
And he said, hey, he said far. You said an hour and a half?
About an hour and a half.
That's funny. Yeah. Yo, Texas, that's hilarious. You can drive 10 hours in Texas.
Because Massachusetts is pretty small.
Yeah, no, that's
or Massachusetts is pretty small.
Catch an Uber. You can catch an Uber hour and a half. Right.
No, it's crazy you said Massachusetts because they had a slave master up on in front of Plantation Inn going back to like 5 years ago. I think that's when they actually removed it. And the statue was like anybody knew that was open and understood what was up, knew that it was a slave master, and they only took it down about 5 years ago. So it's crazy that you said that.
Wow, in Massachusetts.
Wow. Massachusetts.
Yeah,
Massachusetts. Yeah, right.
All right, Maurice, you got it. Let's get it on.
All right, this is Take Away the Pain. I love doing this one.
Take away the pain.
It reminds me to keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? So I do this for those that are in pain inside, keep pushing. Take away the pain. Take away the pain. Take away the pain. Somebody's gotta come and take away the pain. I refuse to go back from where I came, the dirt and death, hate and shame. Seems like that's all I know, the pain that captivates my soul. See, I'm a bastard and emancipated slave, but with self-hate and rage. Times I cry, pray that life gets easier. Keep my head up, so I feel freer. I pray to God for salvation of earth, because will lend strength my worth. Mom and dad never taught me this, but this vessel longing for the soul it missed. I miss confusion, economic storms. I meditate for flavor and strength to move on my experiences. I put on my rhymes to rock these slave ships and free our minds. Take away the pain. Take away the pain. Take away the pain. Somebody's gotta come and take away the pain. It comes to the destiny of my life to see the purpose of darkness and light. Me being a bastard fighting genocide, humans with PhDs commit homicide. You want to know why kids commit suicide? They built the pain nationwide, no place to go but down, or in the vicious cycle round and round. I may sundown, but so is America. Big business causing hysteria. Family turned away from the loving village. Children love death because hate is what they're feeling. Foundation, 5 evil thieves stole 5 children. They each called 5 evil eyes to help raise them. That's 30 evil breeders within the country's Congress. That's why slavery within the form of mental bondage is upon us. Take away the pain. Take away the pain. Take away the pain. Somebody's gotta come and take away the pain. I don't mind battling emotions or the bitter pain, but doing it alone leaves people insane, vulnerable to all sorts of slavery. Thank God the Panthers came before me to show me that my people want to fight. Martin taught me to be wise and upright. Malcolm taught me to go where the truth leads, to meditate and strengthen all of these. Our enemies want to be homies, and my family wants to own me. Once a load of crap, now twinkle in the eye. Destitute will bring forth the truth of the lie. How did it all change? Was it the money or the fame? College education on my skills, I'm a role model, I'll keep it real. It's hard for me to live this way. Turn my head away from those that used to beat on me. Bury the past and come to lean on me. Take away the pain. Come on. Take away the pain. Somebody say it. Take away the pain. Together, we can all take away the pain. Thank you.
All right, brother. Yes, thank you.
Right on.
That was good
That
stuff.
works. We need that works. Sometimes
Nice
we have to recognize. The only thing I'd say is that anytime we go, and we've been through pain, many of us are in pain right now on a lot of levels. We have to recognize that we have got to become healers of the pain ourselves. We can't afford to let the pain consume us, because some people are so hurt and they can't seem to move away from that hurt. There's a very concerted effort that we must make to not be engulfed in pain. You got some people who've gotten so used to pain until they don't think that they have a life if there is no pain, and we become addicted to the pain. A pain can be a very addictive thing. We want it to go away, brother, and I'm glad that you said what you said. I'm glad you put it in historical context, and you dealt with people who have dedicated their lives to trying to take away the pain. Thank you very much, Maurice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Paul, let's hear from you, baby.
Really? Okay, I thought there was some other folks ahead of me. Is that is true, or is it okay for me to go?
Yeah, well, did you go last time?
I did go last time, so there's someone who hasn't gone yet.
Okay, all right, then we're gonna move on. All right, thank you, Paul, for bringing that up. I didn't know. All right, let's move on. Michael Sanders, where's he at? Michael was here. Is he still here? Michael Saunders. I know that was a name.
Mike was tripping, remember?
Yeah, Mike, but I think he's back.
Has he got it?
Well, huh?
I don't see him on here.
Yeah, Mike was here, but because I remember you mentioned Mike, and somebody said that he had.
It's all good. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next person, because
okay, we'll move on. Well, how about what's Mr. Jackson?
Oh yeah, it's my boy. Chuck.
Mr. Brenton Jack. What's that? Brenton?
Brenton, yeah.
We call him Chuck.
Brenton.
Yeah, everybody in Fort Worth call me Chuck.
Yeah.
Oh, you what?
Call me Chuck.
Chuck.
But my parents combined their first name.
Did you say Chuck? CHUCK?
Yeah, Chuck Jackson.
Because the deal is that used to be my name.
Okay.
Because my name is Charles, my American name, and I went to a boarding school, and there was this blonde-haired, blue-eyed white boy named Charles, and he said, "You got the same name I got," and I didn't want to be connected to him because I didn't like him for some reason, and I immediately said, "They don't call me that; they call me Chuck." So when my mother came to the school to see me, she said she came to see Charles, and they didn't know who she was talking about because everybody called me Chuck, and it was so deep because that name stuck with me for a while until I ran into a Yoruba priest and got the name Abiodun. But because my friends, we were at a meeting one time and we were watching this guy talk, and he says, "Yeah, a lot of you black folks sitting out there with those American names love to be called by your master's name, Charles and James and Robert." And so so I told my boys, I said, "I ain't got no slave name." And they said, "Man, your name is Chuck. That's the nickname we use to call white people. You say, man, Chuck is coming." And you say, "Chuck," you're talking about a white person. And I said, "My name is not Chuck. My name is Abiodun. And if you don't call me that, I'm not going to answer you." So I put myself in that. But yes, so they call you Chuck. But you know what though? All names are only sounds. And the sound, and black folks have such an ability to master a sound. Nobody can take any sound that is created and put more juice and flavor with it than we can. That's one of our gifts. So I don't care what your name is. When you hear the name James Brown, there's only one person that comes into your mind because of what he did with that sound. James Brown's sound lives even now. So we have to realize that.
That was a nice rhyme, Pop. You just freestyle.
Well, James, the whole sound supersedes words every time. Every time.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand that, just listen to Ellis Scat.
Hello? That's another rhyme. You don't understand that? Listen to Ellis Scat. You on the roll, Pop.
better write this down, bro, because I won't remember it. All right, go ahead, brother Jackson.
Man, spit, man. What you gonna give us, man?
I'll do this one. It doesn't really have a title, but it's one that I wrote about.
You say you have a child that doesn't have a name?
Nah, it doesn't have it. It rhymes without a name, you know.
It's a boy, girl, or a girl, boy? Go ahead.
It's a little everything.
All right.
These entertainers, they real quick to call themselves artists, yet they real slow to write even one protest song. Maybe they afraid they might be mistaken for Pete Seeger and Bob Dylan and blackface, so they settle for just being pawns in the game. These days, these entertainers, they got me confused. Always thought us folks who were darker than blue summoned a different muse, never knew we would be afraid of being America's little mischievous child, willing to raise the plantation mistress's skirt, exposing her busters so they would know that all this new booty is just old manufactured goods. But these days, these entertainers, they just follow suit. Maybe they done forgot about songs such as Ma Rainey's Flat Black Bottom Blues, so they settle for being injected into the butt of every joke too. See, they got your daughters believing that they woke up like that. So your daughters wake up, look in the mirror, and just want to go back to bed. They got your sons believing that they hustle hard, so your sons don't want to know hard work. They got you believing they don't work with you, but that's all they do. They were the ones who told you Barry Gordy was a Project Pimp, but gave Clyde Davis an NAACP Lifetime Achievement Award. They were the ones who told you don't wear your sorority colors to the march, sister, but please march home and support your sorority sisters on reality TV. See, they done stole all your John Henry. Just left you with double doses of Double Dutch and Stagger Lee. Got you worried about who's singing Precious Lord, Take My Hand, when you not worried why no one has ever singing Mississippi, goddamn. See how they always got you raving about Simone, but not Nina? God damn. Did we forget how to crush up piece of glass and put it in the master's food? Did we forget the sacred songs of Oya and Oshun? Have you been to the crossroads lately? Did you speak to Papa Legba? Did he instruct you on how to cut heads properly? Did he baptize you in muddy waters? Did he lay you in a sun house for 3 days? Did you rise up on a third with some lightning Hopkins in your step, some Selah in your chest, some Thela on your fist, some Marley in your mains? Excuse me. But is that a Miles Davis or a Benny Goodman horn? Are those Shirley Temple Black or Black Nicholas Brother shoes? Are those Rocky Balboa or Jack Johnson gloves? Because see, I see you smiling like Satchmo and dancing like Bojangles, but you ain't singing about the stormy weather of being black and blue. So I wonder if those are notes or nooses you are dancing to. You see, you just want me to be happy while Marvin Gaye rolls over in his grave and cries. You see, you just want to grab yourself on stage, call yourself Picasso and Basquiat, but I think your heart and your veins would collapse under that much pain. You see, you just want to do Facebook challenges, but you don't want the lifestyle of Richard Pryor. You don't want the lifestyle of Matisse. Lose the ability to raise your hand so you paint the rest of life's pictures with your tongue and your teeth. You do not want to pay the price for artistry. You just want to get paid to entertain me. So dance, monkeys, dance.
Whoa.
That was fire.
That's my soul.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. That was a black mystery soul. Oh man. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What just happened?
All right. That's the end of open house today. I'll see all you all next
Yeah. I've been trying. Props. I've been trying to get him on for the longest. I'm like, Chuck, where you been? You just come on and.
Oh my God, brother. That was so special, man. I'm not saying that. Somebody else say something, please.
Yeah. Excuse me. Did you guys feel that earthquake?
Oh.
Yes.
So many lines in that piece.
Shout out to Pharaoh. You know, he's been trying to get me on for the longest. I just recently had a son.
Congratulations.
So I've been busy for a year. I haven't performed in a year, so I just appreciate the space and opportunity to come share with you guys. Thank you,
brother. That was way beyond a performance, brother.
That was a drag. You dragged us poetically. That's so necessary, especially with the things that are going on. And like, I think one of the biggest bamboozlements that we have here in America, KKK, is this idea that we're free, you know. And I think that a lot of us don't realize how enslaved we are to time and to the wage and to that dollar. We're trading in hours for dollars, and we know that that's not enough. And so basically you just gave us that wake up call, like, wait, hold on, it's not what it seems, you know? So yeah, so I really appreciate that, because those are the conversations that I've been having in my community. Is just like, a lot of us want to have this exodus. We want to leave because we're realizing that, you know, that there's no real hope here for us, especially for those of us who are struggling in poverty and all the other isms and schisms that we live in. So I didn't catch the beginning of it. I caught it right in the middle, but you literally, I felt like it was a poetic drag. Like, you dragged us. A good drag. Yeah, it's necessary. I think honesty is the medicine that we need. And I think a lot of times when we're honest with people, it sometimes, in my experience, it creates a lot of division sometimes, because people don't want to wake up. People want to live this idea of being happy. You know, so thank you for sharing that so poetically.
It was connecting a lot of, like what Juju's saying, it was connecting a whole lot of those generational gaps, so that way you couldn't even really hide between what our ancestors went through and what we're going through. And it puts it right in your face as to, like, you know, as opposed to reading it in a textbook. Nah, this is what's connected to exactly what you got going on in your life right now. Like, you don't understand that they fought for this, they died for this. You fighting for it, you don't need to die for it. We gotta move past. We gotta connect. And you put all of that on one, like just dropped it. Not even like a pen. You dropped it like a freaking ton, like a hammer, just right on everybody's neck. Like, yo, you ain't Pete. You ain't Pete.
And then just the lines that he's from Shirley Temple to Bojangles to the Nicholas Brothers. I mean,
Nina Simone line.
yes.
Yes.
Why are we raving about Raven instead of raving about Nina Simone? I mean, just dope.
Powerful.
Dope.
And then holding our artists accountable, because there is this culture now that, okay, just because I have a platform doesn't mean I have to be accountable to what I say using my platform, and just saying to artists, no, if you have a public platform, you have a responsibility to tell the truth and speak truth to power. I love that the message of the poem is like, yo, I'm gonna hold you accountable. You out there, you know, dance monkey. If you're gonna act like a monkey, I'm gonna treat you like that, or you're gonna have something to say.
I have a critique. I have a critique. Okay, you got to name that, brother. You got to name that piece.
Yes.
Great. You got to name that. Even if you name it fire, just name it fire.
I call it, artist versus entertainment, because, it came from just years of conversation with a brother here in Fort Worth, Devin Wright, who's also a writer, does more novels, short stories, things of that nature. But our constant conversation is, how do we distinguish between those in our communities that are entertainers versus those who are artists? And I think, August Wilson said it best. While we do need entertainment, we also need to distinguish what we create that is for the advancement of our people. And I wrote that poem about 5 years ago on the tail end of, Trayvon Martin, Philando Castile, and things like that. And though the nature of entertainers kind of taking an artistic role and trying to, contribute in some type of way, I still find the poem relevant,
It's more than relevant, brother. Matter of fact, you could actually, if you want to get really creative, you can call the poem interstainment, okay?
Yes.
because you pointed out the stain of being an artist without a conscience.
Yes.
And so you can use stain anytime you want to ruin a product, stain it. Right?
Yep.
So you got that. From me to you.
I'm taking it. I'm taking it.
Congratulations on your newborn son.
Yes.
You know what was interesting is the conversation. What was interesting is the conversation between him and Abiodun before that about his name being Chuck, right? And then once he read that poem, it felt like, what it felt like? It felt like a spy, right? Like, you growing up in this society, right? And like, why they think that he's gonna be this and that, like he's picking up all this, right? And then boom, he just let everybody know the truth, the reality, bam. And that's why I was like, yo, did y'all feel that earthquake? Like, yo, shaking. So yo, that was dope, bro.
Like,
that was like,
he goes by the name Chuck, but his real name is Madula.
That was special. Let's move on, man.
Keep it moving, man. Keep it moving.
Kakumo. Where you at, Kakumo?
Just I'm here. Can you hear me?
Come on and share.
Yeah, there you go.
How you doing today, brother?
Happy New Year, and give thanks for the fire. There's fire in the room. I love it. I love it. Yeah, you can't see me.
Now we can. Yeah,
we can see you. We can see you.
All right, now we got you.
Great.
All right.
Yeah. So
where are you? Where are you?
I'm in the UK, Birmingham.
Where is he at?
UK.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. That's why I wanted them to share.
Oh, you're in London, UK.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's why I've been forgotten. I'm too far. I'm too far. But as I was saying, that I'm a good observer and a listener of great poetry, and I'm hearing some great stuff. So I don't mind just being in the background, So, but let me drop this. It's a new piece, and the thing is, I'm gonna try and read it from my phone, something I don't normally do. So I hope it goes well.
Okay.
And it's entitled "Without Healing," / kneeling for blood. I don't know how I come up with that title, but I hope the title also fits the piece.
Kneeling for blood.
So I'm sorry not to cut you off. Did I miss the call?
Pardon me?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Just wait.
This is Michael Sanders. I had to get on my telephone.
Okay,
I'm having technical problems.
Yeah,
All right,
you missed it the first one, but after
We got you, Michael.
we got you, but after chemo, you're gonna do your thing.
All right. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay,
Kumo.
so without healing, dealing for blood. We've only got power wrapped up in feelings. It's not about healing, breaking away from this evil that have made a permanent home, trapping us like a dome, entombed like an everlasting. Every opportunity, there's a glass ceiling. Every rise is a blood sacrifice. When we say, look within, it's not about internalizing, taking the blame for everything. We even curse our black skin because someone told us to. Never seek to know, so we got stunned. Some refuses to grow. We continue to tiptoe in the presence of our enemies with a wide grin, carrying the burden of what they gave us, a sin, for not conforming to religious system built for profiteering. Now I open my mouth to speak out. All you hear are doubts. If it weren't sugar-coated, that's why Marcus weren't promoted. His philosophy isn't supported, criticized by black bourgeoisie who see everything right in white. And even these words I write is an offense to those willing to come to the defense of those who have taught us how to serve them, enslaving us to depend on our feelings wrapped up in denial of how they see us. And this is nothing but a culling of the as we continue to ignore the power within, failing 6,000 years as victims without healing. We're kneeling, not seeing the invisible swords drawn from their hips, ready to strike the very words from our lips, to chop the very thoughts from our minds, that if we don't this time, we're endangering our bloodline with the contagions they have designed for the next generation in line.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. Yes.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
It's a new piece, so yeah, it's just settling. You know, it hasn't gelled yet, but it's settling.
Good.
I love the line "Black bourgeoisie who see the right in white." I love that line. I thought that line was dope.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's always been an issue back in the days. Black bourgeoisie.
Even now.
But it sounded to me like your poem was also saying that we've got to see ourselves in a better position than what we see ourselves now. That
yes.
We see the weakness and we don't see the strength.
Yes, definitely. So you know.
And anytime you see only the weakness, then you don't go into battle with a chance to win. You're gonna end up basically you're almost like committing suicide. You know? But I appreciate the subtleness of it all because it was like, you know, it wasn't as direct as it was subtle, but it was clear, I thought.
It was very
Thank
clear.
you. Brother, have you ever hit by that new strand of the coronavirus over there?
Yes, we're currently in
a lockdown.
In lockdown. A tier. There are some areas are in tier 5, as they call it. So it's one of the real lockdown. There are movements, but they're real lockdown. Because of this new variant strain, as they call it. So yeah.
They got the vaccine over there?
Of course they got the vaccine. yes. It's been pumping out. You know, it's funny that I went to a store and I didn't have my mask on. So one of the attendants said, you must wear your mask. But she weren't wearing any. So I'm like, where is yours? And she pointed to a badge on her a badge saying that she's been vaccinated, so she doesn't need to to wear a mask. You know, so I was about to fire back and say, well, you know, you don't need to be to fear me then because you're protected. But then I'm like, you know what, just leave it. You know, but it is serious. It is serious. Yeah, I've got another piece actually called Tearing Down. So
we're
gonna
do
the chance later on.
Today we're gonna do one at a time because last week we did two and it took a lot of time. So we may have a chance to get back to you, but we want to move forward because we got a lot of people waiting. Sure. And Michael Saunders had been called before, and I want to hear him now. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that.
Thank you very much. I'm going to do Griot's Children. Griot's Children, and I think that we are all the Griot's children.
Okay.
I am told that the soul of the griot lives inside the baobab tree. And since the ancient days of our history, it was their mission to keep the folklore, legends, and records of our people. And there was no missing of the written word in this oral tradition, but everything was held in the heart and the head of the griot. And that griot heart that would not stop beat out the padoom, doom, bop, and sing-song rhythm, giving a beat to his words, which helped the griot to memorize and keep alive the interest of his audience. But this lineage was broken when many of the griot's children were stolen, chained and placed in the bows of ships, setting upright the rolling sea, and the food they eat caused them to repeat, and in their own waste they sleep. Whenever sleep does come, they have but one dream alone, to leave this hell-laden pit and fly home, only to awaken to find their destiny unchanged. They still remain chained to the floor of this dark place, where the griot's heart, the padoom doom bop, has stopped. Some perish on the journey. Some are chained together and thrown into the sea, their souls littering the ocean floor like strange breadcrumbs that can neither show the way home nor warn others not to come. So on they roll to a bondage more horrible than they can imagine. But the griot spirit you cannot kill. So the padoom doom bop begins to spill out in rhythms in the cotton fields. First is songs of woe, then songs of the desire to be free, and songs of jubilee. And that is how the new record was told, through blues, gospel, jazz, and soul, reggae, R&B, hip hop, and bebop. For the padoom doom bop, you see, sometimes comes out as re-bop, body-you-da-da-da-you-dee-dee. And in Brazil, they outlawed the capoeira. So they made it into a dance. And if ever there was a story they couldn't speak, they tapped it out with their feet. And for those who don't know it, every actor, writer, mime, and poet, every songwriter, teacher is the griot's child, fighting to keep the griot's spirit alive, searching for a clear record of the present and past, seeking the true and ultimate law, searching for absolute freedom. Their mission will not stop. Padoom doom bop, padoom doom bop, padoom doom bop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Michael. Yes.
Yes, brother.
Very,
Yes.
very vital bit. Boom, boom, bop. I love it. You know what? Amiri Baraka has a piece that's similar to that. He said something about don't let them take away your and it's almost like a boom boom bop, but it's a different scat. It says don't let them take away your do bop and do bop. But he just because if they take that away, then you ain't got no swag. You ain't got that flavor. Right. You know, I mean, and that's basically what we were talking about before. You know, there's that energy. Because you say the griot, we're talking about the African in us, and we are natural storytellers. Yes, and that's what the griot does. I mean, and you don't have to be a prescribed griot to tell a story. That's just how we communicate with each other. I love that.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, with that piece, is like I'm really saying that it's very important for us to do our own narrative, to not let anybody else tell our story. We need to tell our own story.
Absolutely. I mean, that's absolutely right. Somebody else got to speak on what he's did?
Yeah, I love that.
Yes, I just told somebody the other day how poets are really, we are griots as well. You know, it's not just keeping the history, but it's also telling of your life.
Hold up, you got muted. Whoa.
Oh, poets. I was saying I was saying poets are the griots, and I told somebody that. They told me it's only the historians are griots. And I kind of, I said, well, we kind of tell history too. We just tell it in a poetic way. So I really felt that piece was amazing.
Yeah. No, that was a very vital piece of history. Now, you have some people that will take they will have a problem with using the term griot. I use it too. I had 2 jazz groups named griot, but there's another term that they use in West Africa. Remember what that is in Goma?
Jelly.
Jelly. That's it. The jelly. That's the West African term for the same thing.
Griot. Griot came from the French. That's not the word that the African use.
Exactly.
But that's just the one that people know.
Right. Exactly. And listen, I mean, it's the truth is the truth, and it has different names, different sounds.
That's right.
Once we get our tongue on that sound, we control it. It's we all know that Otis Redding wrote respect, but he didn't do respect like Aretha.
Right.
I mean, it's what you take the sound and you claim it. The sounds are free, and it's up to us to determine how it's going to be claimed. I mean, and look at the audacity that black folks had to take a sound like bad and say, you know what? All my life, I've been told that word is negative. I'm gonna make it perfectly positive. Do you realize the power and the genius of a group of people who can flip the language like that? You name another culture that's done that. There's no culture on the planet that's made dope wonderful and stupid all right.
Retarded.
I remember when I was a kid, if I called my cousin stupid, I might get smacked. That was like a curse word. You can't say, Cynthia, she's stupid. What? You can't say she's stupid. That was a bad word.
That was
now you go, my man, he got stupid furniture. I mean, come on.
Hey, I like to use the griot too, because the griot is broad. I mean, it covers a lot. But I like to say they are the cultural journalists. You see, and that's important because that's what we have to do. We have to preserve our culture. However, and wherever we are, even within another culture, we still create a new culture within because of who we are. So the griot is that cultural journalist. He is also the super state.
Let me jump in here. I did an article years ago called Home Here, African Art in the Diaspora. And so I was trying to write in what griots were and what they did. And I went up to a couple in the subway on the 59th Street stop. There's a brother that used to play there all the time, the Cora. I went up to him and I said, "Excuse me, brother, can I ask you some questions? Are you a griot?" And he said, "Yes, I am." And I said, "Tell me, please, I want your definition of what a griot is." And he told me, "Yes, we're historians. Yes, we're musicians. But back in the day, before all this electronics, we were newscasters. We were political commentators.
Cultural journalists.
We're poets. We're comedians." He told me his favorite comic griot was Chris Rock. And he said, and I never forgot this, I use a quote all the time. He said, "When you got a bitter pill to swallow, humor makes it easier." And he was saying a griot is a newscaster, political commentator, a poet. And I talk about this all the time. There's a pervasive West African proverb that says, "No king dares to arrest a poet." And I used to tell my students, if you're not writing something that's worthy, if you're not writing something that's worthy of getting you arrested, you're not.
No king is worthy of arresting a poet.
No king dares to arrest a poet.
Wow.
Yeah. No king dares to arrest a poet.
I love that. Thank you, Oshun.
Good stuff.
That's right. Thank you, Oshun.
Naima, you asking for dinner, you gotta unload dishes.
Juanita.
Oh, my bad.
Get to the dishes before you get something
that
to eat.
That was a poem.
Yes.
That's what I be telling my daughter. You better wash them dishes
Right.
if you want to eat tonight, because I'm not a slave.
That was my poem.
Yeah, no.
Even if you don't got no dishes, get to the dishes so you can eat.
No, they started asking me what was for dinner. Wait a minute.
He had to do Naima like that on live TV.
Let's hear from Juju, y'all.
Juju.
Hey.
Let's go,
Hey,
Juju.
y'all.
What's up,
How y'all
Juju?
doing?
What's up? I ain't seen you forever, girl. I ain't
In a while, yo.
I'm in El Paso, Texas. I call it Hell Paso.
Oh, you in Texas? I know
Spark
you
it up and send it to you.
Yeah, I'm congratulations to the brother who had a
Yeah.
baby. I'm a student midwife here. I'm doing an apprenticeship here. I'm almost
Nice.
Is that where they had that
catching
killing?
babies, huh?
Is that where they had that killing at the Walmart?
Yeah, at the Walmart. I wasn't here when that happened, but I was like a month or two away from moving here, and I was losing my shit. I was like, oh my God, these people are crazy. Yeah.
But hey,
I'm at the
even
border.
hey, Juju,
I'm at the border.
even though you in Texas, unfortunately, you're not an hour and a half away from us.
Oh, really? Where you at? Oh, that.
Three of us on here in the same place. We're in Dallas Fort Worth, which is
nice.
I don't know. Yo,
Nah,
Chuck,
you're
how far is El
far.
Paso?
That's a good. I actually was in Dallas for like a day because I drove my daughter to. I think it was no, I actually drove her to Dallas. No, I don't even remember right now, but I was there for a hot second. So it's about, and I drove back home. It was about like 10, 12 hours drive back.
That's what I'm saying. You know, Texas is crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty far away.
Dang.
I wish I was in Dallas because I need to be around black people. The black people here are all in the military.
Yeah.
They're all in the military. I'm like, I don't relate to y'all.
Facts.
Well, let's hear from him, baby.
Oh my God, I'm not ready. Come back to me. I'll put something up.
Okay. All right.
I'm ready.
All right.
Let me know, Juju. Let me know when you're ready, all right?
Okay, I'm
ready?
Rock the mic.
Bet.
Queen's mind ready.
Queen Mind, come on, baby.
Hey, turn the mic down. Turn the mic down.
Okay. All right, let me turn it down. Before I speak, I want to say happy birthday to me and our day. Capricorns in the building.
Capricorn's in the
Happy
building.
birthday.
Where mine was Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hey, somebody said
Yes,
somebody
I
said
turned 47.
somebody said the cap in Capricorn stands for captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about right.
That.
Got one in your house too. Pharaoh got one in his house too.
New Year's Day. I got one in my house too.
Hey.
Happy birthday to New Year's Day.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, brother.
Blessings.
Yep.
Happy
Shout out to Kwame.
Happy Earth Day
Kwame
to both
Torre
of
Davis.
y'all.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
All right, y'all ready for me? Here I go.
Yeah, we're ready for you, baby.
Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls how to be sluts, how to shake their butts for a little attention? Who taught them to mention honey and mention money and pour sweetness like honey just to get a shopping spree? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls their natural God-given curls with nappy and a perm and a weave was much better? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls to hate and fight one another, putting each other down, acting as if sisterhood is not for them? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls that straight A's don't matter, but to pay attention to whose booty is fatter? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls that the drug dealer was a better suitor because he lived in the fast lane and cash ruled everything around him? Now they having babies by some clown who won't receive the king's crown. Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls that to throw down in the kitchen was to open them boxes of Chinese food and put them on a paper plate? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls that if a man called them a bad bitch, they should smile in agreement and twerk like a jerk? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls that having babies was just a fashion show to show off tiny baby shoes and baby clothes just to amuse girls in the hood? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls to be loud, rude, and disrespectful? Who taught our little girls to cuss with every sentence, to sin without repentance, and that forgiveness is for the weak, and they should hold grudges and keep holding anger from the past? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls that it's okay if he busts her lip because she was talking slick, that she should stick with that man who can't control his hands? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls that it's cool to be a freak, to walk around showing off their body for all the world to see? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls that in order to function, they just must be prepped with the best makeup? So now they're buying makeup that's lighter than them and they're bleaching their skin because they think it's right to be light skinned. Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls not to value stuff, but to place value on stuff that's trivial? Who taught our little girls not to know true love and not to honor themselves? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls not to stand for something and now they fall for anything? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls to place role model status on video vixen, chicks on TV who sell themselves short for a temporary spotlight that only fades and dims because they don't know how to live right? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls that they should be magazine petite and now they have eating disorders and don't want to eat their food? European standards of beauty. Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls that they need a man to change a flat tire, need a man to wield a gun to protect them, like they don't need to know self-preservation? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls that welfare is a paid vacation with bed cabinets and shitty Pampers, clothes in a hamper, dying of thirst, waiting on the first end of the month, stomach cramps, or the best way to make ends meet was to strip dance? Who taught our little girls? Who taught our little girls that it's okay to lie in order to achieve? Who taught our little girls? Teach our little girls. Please teach our little girls to love themselves is to honor themselves. Please teach our little girls. Queen's Mind.
Woo!
Wow.
Woo, woo, woo,
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.
You know what? That
Powerful.
it was thorough.
Powerful.
You didn't leave a stone unturned. You dealt with every aspect. I mean, that's like one of those proclamations. You can just go print it up and go around the hood and just paste that on the walls of every hood in America. Because it's that kind of message.
Yes.
And the statement
That's what's up. This is my book, Speaking Poetry and Truth.
Come on now.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Because, you know, that's why, you know, see, things like Hidden Figures piss me off. Because here we got some sisters from the hood who happen to be mathematical wizards running the space program. How come our little girls don't see those examples? You know, those are the, because all our little girls need to do is see an example of what to do, and then they'll follow. And we know who taught the little girls. You got a bunch of examples of all that perverted behavior all the time. I want to see examples of the sisters that are rocking in the right way. And we got some sisters that are rocking. Matter of fact, since I'm on the subject, let me make this clear. All of you that are in my listening voice recognize we are in a matriarchal period. It's mother's time.
Oh, yeah, for
the
sure.
women are making a difference. You can look at the political scheme of things and see, ain't nobody being elected in America to no office if the sisters say you're not going to be in office.
Can we say Stacey Abrams? Can we say Stacey Abrams, boys and girls?
What you say?
Can we say Stacey Abrams, boys and girls?
Boys and girls. Matter of fact, Pharaoh, I wanted Pops. I wanted Pharaoh to, after what you just said, I want him to speak on a conversation that me and him had a few years ago when we were looking at the tide, the shift in it being from a lot of powerful men to a lot of powerful women just taking the helms from music to politics. It went from when me and Pharaoh started the conversation, seeing that the main person in music nowadays is somebody that everybody now can say, you know, we all know well and true. It's Beyonce, you know, just like back in the day, it was Michael Jackson, and you know, so on and so forth. But go ahead and tell everybody how we saw that shift kind of happen.
Yeah, we did. But you know, it's in the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is feminine energy. I mean, you can deny it all you want, but you can see it. You know, and you think about, in essence, this country really 4 years ago, a woman was elected. She won by 3 million votes.
Right.
That's right.
She won by 3 million votes. Did I miss something? You know what I'm saying? But it's amazing because yeah, we can see it. I mean, from Stacey Abrams to even Kamala being there, she's supposed to be there. I mean, and the list goes on, brother. And so it's just beautiful to see. And all of the sisters here, if you didn't know before you got on this program, now you know. It is your time to shine.
Oh, it's your turn.
If you want to publish that, I mean, I'm hoping these things are going to get published. There was talk about sending in the poems. I hope that one, just to say, you know, if something falls through, I'm into definitely publishing that poem and a bunch of stuff that happened today. There were some amazing things today.
That's a part of what we're planning to do, because we've got some gems here, and these things need to be shared with so many folks. I just want to thank you. I want to keep it moving.
Abiodun, speaking of women, I have a poem that I would like to share.
Oh, you got a poem?
Okay? Yes.
Yeah, we're waiting on you. All right, we're waiting on you.
It's entitled. I haven't read this poem in a while, but it's and I haven't done poetry in a while, so be patient with me. But it's entitled "We Always Come Back to Water."
Bingo.
We always come back to water.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So it goes, I am the middle passage, the boat and the bridge. I have crossed the spine of my mothers, furthering the trail of bones, marched on insects and found home between buffalo and bark. I have been here before, planted herbs for our sorrows, listened to the hums of our mothers while they braided my hair, rubbing linen against rock and knuckles, pressing the iron from the fire and laying our grains at our feet, fetch fruits and vegetables from the sun and soil. We have fed our children since ancestry, named them after the spirit of animals, made cabbage into quarters, boiled water with salt, and lit candles for our father's steady arrows. We have been here before, carrying and toiling, gathering nuts and berries before fall turns its leaves into snowflakes, follow the harvest. We have been here before, carrying and toiling, gathering nuts and berries before fall turns its leaves into snowflakes, follow the season's harvest. But now, before this city, an ungodly altar on the earth, I hold the lighter, remember the passage, the one that ripped our home into three tongues, separated by bricks and radiators, and made gas out of oil so that we may never leave where the sidewalk ends, its chain smoke. Before the pipes were woven into an underground ocean, before a watch had me look down, before I knew body as bondage, cement spilled everywhere, I follow the stars laid in the knowing that I am ageless, that I've always been original, connected to the root by barefoot, umbilical cord, and curl. Before I was considered wild, savage, and free, or a sin to thee, I tasted God's voice in the rustles of leaves. When spring opened her chest, not in English or in Spanish, I needed no foundation, no floorboard, just clay and rivers, a sun above the woods where the trees were our headboards and our tombstones. But now, look what man did to the dirt. It gave it a hard skirt, trying to fixate my body into a home.
Whoa!
Yes.
Joe.
That was a
oh, baby.
Wow.
That's
That was amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, beautiful.
Powerful, sis.
And the water. Oh, baby. Yes. Yes, Juju.
The title was fine.
Girl. I love it. Love it. Love
that
it.
last line was hot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Man.
And we have been here before.
That came from somewhere else. I don't even know how that poem was written.
No, that was a testament to your spirits then and now. That's all that was. That's like sometimes the voice of God just comes through you, and you can't do nothing but open up your mouth and or put it down on paper. And we allow ourselves to be free. You'd be surprised. We have answers inside of us, but we have to find a way to let them out, because sometimes they get cramped and we can't exactly get them out because we've got too many distractions, too many things stop us from facing our own personal truth. And we all have a truth that we have to come to grips with and face eye to eye. Thank you so much, Juju. Thank you.
Abiodun, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oshun, let's hear from you, baby.
Oshun, Ashe.
Where's Oshun at? Where's Oshun?
Okay, I'm here.
There you go.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna do this piece. I used to live in Miami, and I had a series of events that led me to write this. And one of them was I got some food delivered, and this delivery guy was speaking Spanish to me. And I told him, no comprende, no habla español. And he goes, you're not Latina? And I said, no. And he said, well, where are your parents from? And I told him, New Jersey. Where are your parents from? I said, New Jersey. And then he said, well, where are their parents from? I said, we're getting ready to border into slavery. What are you talking about? And he said, what? Well, what are you? And I said, last I checked, I was a human being. And, he said, no. I mean, what's your background? I said, I'm African American. And this jackass said to me, if you don't tell anybody, they will never know.
What?
You told me you're African American, and he said if you don't tell anybody, they will never know.
So that
in other words, you should be insulted that you are African.
Right.
You know,
And
there's a whole history.
You all know Will the Real One. He was on Def Poetry Jam. Well, one day I was at his poetry place, and somebody asked me something in Spanish, and I said, "No comprende, no habla español." So Will looked at me and he said, "You're not Spanish?" And I said, "No." And he said, "I've never seen anybody look like you. What shade of black are you?" So
I get that all the time.
Yo.
I went home and I wrote this poem.
But there a lot of us live in the superficial world, so we know that. Let's hear your poems, Oshun.
Okay. What shade of black am I? Prelude. Are you Cuban? No. Puerto Rican? No. Some kind of Latino? No. Jamaican? Some kind of West Indian? African American? No. Really? I never seen. What kind of shade of black are you? My answer. What shade of black am I? True daughter of Oshun, yellow ochre black. Yoruba golden honey sweet black. Born to read the mysteries in cowrie shell divination black. Tell you what the spirits say you need to do to be all right black. What shade of black am I? Pour libation in the ancient tradition black. Call the ancestors black. Conjure up spirits black. Watch them solve my problems black. Thank them because they always answer my prayers black. What shade of black am I? Conjure woman black. Generations of medicine woman black. Descended from countless generations of if we can't cure you women, God has called you black. What shade of black am I? Worship and revere my ancestors. Pile high plates of food and honor my ancestors black. Call them up by name from 10 eons ago black. Teach my children to invoke them too so they turn out all right black. What shade of black am I? Ogun always has my back black. Alegba knows me whenever I call him black. In the middle of the crossroads at Obsidian Midnight black. Carrying my divine messages to me from heaven to earth black. What shade of black am I? Take hope and pride in my African womanhood black. A woman who knows what culture is black. Africa running through my veins black. The blackest high yellow woman you'll ever meet black.
Come on.
Black am I? African soul black.
Yes.
Yes. That is a statement. There's nothing else to be said. And there's a brother on that's right on our screen today who has this piece that actually did, and maybe we'll show it maybe next time or something. And it's called "God Is Black." And is Michael Green still here? Yeah, Michael Green.
Come on, why is it going to other people?
Michael, matter of fact, why don't you go ahead and do it? I'm sure I remember it too, but it's your piece. I'm sure you remember it. Why don't you share that with us? Because it's right in line with what we just heard.
Wow, I have to actually give me a second. I got to pull it up.
All right, pull it up.
Ashe Oshun.
That was so beautiful, Mama Oshun.
While you pulling it up, can I slide in there? Because I have to roll at 6:30 and I wanted to drop a piece.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Yana.
Give me a second. All right, let me.
Thank you. Hi, family. How are y'all?
Fine. How you doing, baby?
Good, peace.
Good. I wrote this poem yesterday, and it's entitled "Niggas."
New shit.
Yeah, new shit, right? It's titled "Niggas Scared to Believe."
What is it? Niggas what?
It's niggas scared to believe.
Niggas scared to believe.
2021. Fresh.
And I'm excuse my throat today. My allergies are bothering me, but I'm gonna spit this. Okay.
Okay.
Y'all know niggas love Jesus more than Jesus love niggas, right? I feel the air getting tight. Let me clarify. If niggas devoted their praise, magnified their faith, and took a look inward, they'd find the God they needed all along resides right in the midst of their own existence. Niggas was made in God's image, but their view got distorted. They've somehow lost their spirit chasing religions. Perhaps I should say, niggas love Christianity more than Christianity ever fucked with niggas. Niggas been down on their knees so long, they've seemed to forgotten the chains and the whips. Niggas left their native tongues and gods behind when they were dragged onto those ships. Land stolen and empires crumbled in the name of King James. Had a white, blue-eyed hippie embedded into niggas' brains, told, hold on just a little while longer. Heaven lasts always as niggas slaved under fiery rays. Slang cotton and counted their days till the God they gave them would come forth to carry them home. Niggas love the lies that lull them into believers. The Bible's bursting at the seams with bedtime stories of wading in the water and of the glory, but we know the truth. The hunter gets to tell the story after they slaughtered the magic out of you. They entrap you, they abuse you, and tell you to turn your cheek or drop down to your knees, and we all know niggas love being told what to believe. The Satan in them knows niggas every mistake. That's how he's able to take their land, their peace, their soul, their light. Offer niggas Babylon disguised as paradise. Tell niggas they'll feed their soul, but don't offer them a goddamn bite. Tempt niggas into obedience. Make sure you eat all the apple, Eve. Niggas love to be told what to believe. If only niggas could see how much favor God gave them, how the stars align in their pupil, or how the galaxies are etched into their palms, how their melanated magic helps them manifest blessings effortlessly. Niggas were made with purpose and perfectly. We were crafted with the Creator's care and brilliancy. We were made to be gods, but that's something that niggas is scared to believe. Thank you.
Oh, baby. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You knocked
My
that out the park. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Let the church say,
and that's one of my lines.
Yeah.
That's my
I feel that powerful feminine divine energy. I feel it over this show.
One of my lines is that niggas suffer from gullible-itis. And you
Yes.
We go for anything. They throw it out there, we go for it.
Yes.
And you're right. Excellent, excellent poem. Excellent.
Thank you, family. Thank you.
Love your hair, by the way. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I
was looking at it, so it was okay.
Hey, and when you said we were made in God's image, you said what was the line you said? We were made
Made in God's image, but their view got distorted.
Yeah.
Yes.
What I take from that is instead of what I take from that, I always say we looking for Jesus, not realizing that G is us.
That's right. And you mentioned and you said we need to look inside and find the God in us.
Yes.
And that's key. That you see, that's responsibility that a whole lot of folks want nothing to do with. Because it's much easier to parlay your soul to somebody else. Especially to this cat, to this illusionary figure that's someplace far away from you called God. God ain't never been far away from you. God is inside of you.
Yes.
I always tell people, if we're gonna give credit to this force that has created heaven and earth and everything in it, then whatever you create, there's a piece of you in it. It's without question. You can't create something and extract yourself. Your creation is actually a piece of yourself. It is an extension of you. You cannot create a meal and it not have a taste of who you are.
Exactly. That's beautifully said.
Ashe.
Hey, listen, y'all. I'm always just overwhelmed with the love and the brilliance that you're. Oh my God. Anyway, Michael, do you got that piece up now?
Yeah, I do. Okay.
All right.
Greetings.
You ready?
Go ahead.
Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Got you.
Okay. For centuries, we have been denied our history. and defined by those who seek to bury our consciousness along with our humanity. We've been subjugated, manipulated, incorporated, and integrated into a society that demands our self-destruction. They will use any kind of derogatory delineation to demean and destroy our sense of collective positive self-identity. I define who I am, and I am black. We are black. Black as the night that dominates the universe and creates the cosmic backdrop that beckons the stars to shine. Black, like the melanin that powers the blood that courses through our veins and darkens our skin. Beautiful black skin that absorbs the blistering rays of 1,000 suns. Black like the soul force that fuels infinity and gives birth to immortality. We are black. We are cocoa brown black, amber beige black, black, deep purple black, blue black, black, and albino black. We are Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth black. We are Nat Turner and Marcus Garvey black, black like the old men who populated the Americas 5,000 years before Columbus lied. We are black like the kings and queens of ancient Egypt, black like Moses, black like the Moors, black like the Sphinx before they shot off his nose, black like the black gold of Black Wall Street, black like the Savior with woolly hair and black feet, black. We are black, black like God, for God is black.
Yes, I
say.
And he actually, we have a video of that, where he brought a cameraman over to the house and I actually did it. And I guess we'll show the video at another time. But it's a strong piece, and it just was right in line with what was being said. Because see, a lot of people still get confused when they use black. They get caught up with the superficial. There is nobody on planet Earth who is the color of black, because that's like opaque. You can't get no light through that. That's not gonna work. Black is the source from which all things come. Every one of us, I don't care how white you are, you come out of black matter. Black is the beginning. And we have to recognize that when we call ourselves black people, it's like we encompass what humanity is supposed to represent. That's all blackness is. Blackness is humanity. And we need to recognize that. So when we refer to ourselves, we are in a world where everybody wants to cut things up and put them in particular boxes. So we're black, we're white, we're brown, we're red. No. Black is a totality of all colors. And if you really want to break it down, look at a box of crayons. In your box of crayons, that black crayon can create every single color in the box. That's the only crayon that has that power, because it is a source from which all other colors are derived. That's what black folks represent. We are the source. We're the beginning. Our mama happened to be that woman that they found 8 million years ago named Lucy. I mean, so we've been here forever. And we need to recognize what that requires. With that knowledge and wisdom, that means that every living human being is a part of the family. Some people choose not to be, but that's their choice. They don't want to be down. All right, so they run away. So run away. We can't stop you from running away. The truth is that we have always been welcoming to everybody. And it's no one, unfortunately, people have built up barriers and created these little boxes and say, this is what you're assigned to. It's fake. It's phony. It's not real at all. We understand that there is a mission here that's got to be greater than anything superficial.
Exactly.
So we know what the deal is.
Your black hype man, Pops, and your black hype man. Black. Black hype man.
All right, let's move right along.
Move on.
Storm, Storm. You hear that, Storm? Is Storm here?
Nope.
Oh, Storm's not here.
1 minute to see. Yeah, I'm not seeing her.
No, she's not here. So,
all right, go to the next one then. Actually, throwing Demeric. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Go ahead and throw him in.
All right, Demeric.
Remember my young brother from Fort Worth?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyrie's boy.
Where's Demeric?
He's here. I got him.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Hey, baby.
Yeah, that's good.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Everything okay?
I'm gonna read a new piece.
Okay.
New piece. Fresh ink.
Yeah.
2021.
Yes.
And you're down there in Fort Worth?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And I haven't really given it the title either, so it's just whatever.
You gotta stop having these babies with no names now.
Fort Worth thing.
You got 7 days to name it.
Got you. Right. In July, Netflix announced the acquisition of several major Black stories in response to global demands for more representation on screen. And I asked, what is more representation on screen when the most watched video of 2020 is a Black man being lynched on Minneapolis asphalt? Isn't this already a major picture? The way celebrities receive participation ribbons for cameos at the protest or horror, the way his neck could no longer hold his head above the weight of this wicked white world of comedy, the way the world then turned and told us to be peaceful in action, the way knee turned to weapon, asphalt to casket, Facebook Live turned to funeral, a drama, the way his cries for his mother went unheard, a sci-fi thriller, the way his cause of death has been explored. What does it mean for Black folk to be more represented on screen when every week a new murder is broadcast live and in action for the whole world to see? See, there is nothing like a Black person on screen that brings the whole world to its feet. Whether breathing or bloody, whether real or make-believe, they'll make us believe there is something magical about the way we disappear on screen. And ain't that a movie about Black people in America? We say more representation on camera, and in response, you tell the police to just turn theirs on. We say Black media deserves larger platforms, and in response, CNN broadcasts our funerals, and we are tired of going live in 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. In the criminal and justice system, racially based offenses are considered especially holy. In the United States, the dedicated detectives who execute these vicious crimes are members of an evil squad known as the police department. These are their stories. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys are always doing the murders around here, then calling themselves the heroes, calling for backup, scared our holy Black bodies gonna get back up, then tell our families who watch the murder in front their eyes to back up, as the world tells us to pray to God, but nowadays seem like heaven voicemail is backed up. How long does a Black body lie in the sweltering sun before someone calls an ambulance? In 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Find out next time on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, except when black sun sets in the middle of the street. The earth then gathers around his memory. Call this an orbit or a rally. His mother's screams are swallowed by the black holes in his body as gravity brings her to the ground. The moon asks, how long until the next sun sets in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Find out next time on How to Get Away with Murder. How to Get Away with Murder is like the show Cops told from the perspective of the criminal. It's like going to trial for the bullets that didn't kill Breonna Taylor. It's like Joe Biden being called an uncle as if he ain't locked all hours up. It's like the murdered being put on trial while the murderer conducts the investigation. Is like America, but one day we will write a new story, a story not based on representation but resistance, a story where the oppressed take their liberation by force, a story where a black person's murder is always followed by a riot instead of just a funeral, a story where someone else finally joins in on the dying, a story where we win once and for all, and we will build this world anew, and we will watch us baptize this world in revolutionary fire, and out of the ashes rise up and live out the true meaning of humanity. And someone, somewhere, someday will know that we were here, and we dare to walk straight through the valley of the shadow of death and fight back and resist. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, brother, yes.
Boy. Oh my God.
That's the bomb on it.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Y'all bringing the flame. Y'all bringing that heat. Warm it up.
Warm it up. Yes, brother.
What worth representing, baby?
I represent y'all, but represent hard. That was
I
in
love
horror.
how you use a countdown, brother. It was very clever, very, very smart. The countdown made it work beautifully. Absolutely.
What was that brother's name
4,
again?
3, 2, 1. Yes. Yeah, brother. And it's over much. And we are talking everything you said. It's all what we know too well. And you would think that after everybody saw the George Floyd situation, the cops will pull back a little bit. They've gone forward. They've gone bananas.
Right.
It's like this is kill a nigga season.
Yeah.
It's almost like I think they're giving some kind of secret award. We don't know where the award show is being shown at, but they must have some kind of award show for who can kill more black folks than anybody else.
And it's the fear. I like how you dealt with the backup. You said you're always calling for backup, scared that the nigga might get back up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Back up because it's all about the fear, and that's why this is continuing, because it's about the fear of who we are. And you just captured. You captured.
But what was one of the names? What was one of the names they used to call us during slavery? Spooks.
Yeah. Yeah. Spooks. Yep.
Now, why would you call us a spook? We ain't scare you. We fixing your grits every morning. We make you flapjacks. We take care of the livestock. Breastfeed your baby. Why would you say I'm a spook? What I do to scare you? Oh, my presence scares you.
Somebody did scare them.
Man,
your
wordplay on that piece was so awesome, brother. So awesome.
Really was.
Thank you.
Delivery amazing. Amazing delivery. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You got into Pop. Didn't he remind you of D Black a little bit? The way he got into character.
Yes. He's got that cadence.
Yeah.
That cadence, and that's very well done, brother. A very necessary piece. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Criticism.
Oh my God.
All right, let's move right on.
Criticism.
Okay.
So much criticism.
Got to name that piece, bro.
Criticism.
Yeah, you got
to. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, and the name is right there, brother.
And you need to record that. That needs a video. It got to get shared online. Like this, that message needs to go out, because I think it's really important. I think what came forth for me is another conversation I've been having with folks is that it's not just about access. That's not what we want. We don't want access to the bullshit that y'all got. We don't want access to this European framework that y'all got going on. We want something else. We want resistance. That's what we want. We want something else. And I think that's what came home for me. It's like, we're not trying to do what y'all doing. We don't want to be like the oppressor. You know what I understand what I'm saying? We want to we want our ownness, something else, not what you got. And I think that when we talk about equity and access and all those buzzwords that are going out now because of Black Lives Matters and whatever, what we getting is what the other brother said when his poem is just a remix. It's just like we just getting the same shit, but it's in another form. So yes.
Right. And when you said what the whole premise of the poem and the framework being around how we are captured and the light that we're captured in media and entertainment, you made me think about this quote from Les Brown. And Les Brown has said, negatives develop in the dark, like negative photos, negative people, negative develop in the dark. And that was just a very beautiful piece.
Yes, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby, represent.
Okay.
We got Alpha. Alpha still there?
Nah, Alpha just dipped out.
I wanted him to spit, man. He had a new piece.
Sorry.
We got Storm back here. And
Storm's here?
Yeah.
Is Storm there?
Yes, I'm here.
There we go.
Well, come on, Storm.
You gotta get on camera.
Baby.
Okay, hold on. Let me set my camera on. Sorry, guys.
Where are you at?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, I see
Hi
you.
there.
I saw you briefly.
Where's your location, Storm?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh.
Hey, BK.
Hey. Okay, so the name of this piece is What About My Men? What about our men who are railroaded beginning in the 3rd grade to become institutionalized, to drive economic privilege? What about our men who are being feminized and those who stake the claim of their masculinity are being told that they're incorrect? What about our men who in slavery had to rape their mothers and watch their wives be sexually abused, traumatized before their eyes? What about our men who stand and are slaughtered like dogs? What about our men who have been separated from their children, made impoverished by a system never meant to adequately assist, keeping them in shackles? What about our men? Our men. Who is going to mend the decades of torture that no amount of reparations could begin to repay? Who is the friend to the Black man? What about our men? They need healing too. They need love and to be catered to. They need a gentle touch and a secure place in a world that offers them nothing but hate. What about our men? Who will mend and speak life into them? Who will be their helpers and not their hell? The Black man too deserves to excel.
Yes. You know, it remind me of the piece by Angie Stone. What was it? What was the name of that piece? Something about brother.
Brother.
It was called Brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that because you don't get too many songs or too many poems really that praise Black men like that or have that concern. I mean, it's like I'm sure that there are a whole lot of poems that give praise and honor to women way before you could count as many that would give praise and honor to the Black man. There's a sister named Adelaide Sanford, who was the only Black woman on the Regents Board for the Board of Education. And when I was working on a degree here at Columbia, we had to come to one of our dinners. And when she got up to speak, before she spoke at every event, she would say, giving honor to the African-American man. And I would say, wow, what a beautiful opening. And then she explained that, she says, my father was an African-American man, and I have to give honor to him because he's important to me. And you don't find that too often. And many times people think that if you praise a man too much, you might yeast his ego and he might get carried away. The truth is that men, just like women, we all need to give each other a heads up and some positive reinforcement. We all are in this together. And it's very, very important that we be sensitive and recognize that in every man there's a woman, and that compassion and that softness in the man exists because we come from women. It doesn't mean that we have to be women. That's not what the point is. Folks will pervert anything.
Yes.
I'm not trying to pervert anything. I want to respect everything. And whatever your choice is, that's your choice. But the reality is that men need to be reinforced and secure, and many men are not. Because a man might have a beard and he looks tough and strong, doesn't mean he's tough and strong. It means he might need a hug in many ways. So that's very key. Thank you, honey. That's definitely a different twist from what you normally hear.
Beautiful. I loved it.
I agree with what Abiodun said.
Alpha. Oh, go ahead, Juju. Go ahead, Juju.
No,
What you say?
I agree with you because usually when we hear poems around Black men in particular, it's either about love or it's sexualized in some way, or it's about heartbreak. We really don't hear those homages, you know. Even poems about honoring our fathers. Like I don't really see that circulating around Black fatherhood too. So I when you said that, Dune, it made me think of that. Like you're right, I can't think of any songs where men are being celebrated that's not sexualized.
Yeah. You know, I think, I forget the name of the poem, but the poem, You'll Be a Man, My Son, was written by the European author. Who is that author that wrote that? Desirado, is that? But it talks about, it's a father talking to his son. Even Langston Hughes had a piece called Mother to Son, but he never wrote a piece called Father to Son. You know, fathers, they don't seem to fall into that category of being poetry for some reason or another. It's weird. I don't know what that's about. I know that the woman is, see, we always look at women just being of a poetic nature because of the things you do and your emotions, your delights, your flavors, your tastes. It's all poetic. to see a sister get dressed, to watch a sister walk down the street, that's poetic. But then I hear from sisters and they say, watching brothers is poetic too. And because, but that needs to be brought out more. I think that we could do a lot of healing if we were to recognize the best of us on both sides, as opposed to tearing each other apart. Because I've heard of some poems about deadbeat dads, and that's unfortunate. I know we got some deadbeat dads, some guys that have had children that have just said, to hell with it, I ain't gonna look after that child. I don't get along with the wife. And so the consequence of the child suffers. That's out of order. A lot of things need to be changed. But I want to thank you, Storm. What about the men? Thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey, also, if you notice, when people normally say they're from New York, I've learned this out here. People say, like, they'll be from Queens, Manhattan, the Bronx, Staten Island, Long Island. They say, yeah, I'm from New York. But people from Brooklyn never say that. Why is that? Like when I say, where you from? I'm from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn different, you know that. You know that. Wherever I go, I don't care what anybody says, I'm from Brooklyn.
I always say, people say, in Texas, people all the time, they hear me talk, they say, you from New York? I'm like, yeah, I'm from New York. When you from Brooklyn, you don't say that. Nah, I ain't from New York.
That's so true. I never noticed that.
It's a Brooklyn thing. That's what people mean by it's a Brooklyn thing.
I feel you, Storm. You represent Brooklyn, Storm.
But Brooklyn has a big ego.
Yeah. I know.
A lot of good things in Brooklyn.
Hey, quiet is kept. Hey, quiet is kept. Brooklyn is the third largest city in America. People don't realize that. Population is bigger.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
More people in Brooklyn than Houston.
3 million black people live in Brooklyn alone.
Well, we're really at 4, but there's so many immigrants, you can't. Who knows?
We ain't counting them yet.
Who knows? Who's next, Bob? Who's next? Who's next?
We got Paul next.
Yeah, Alpha.
Alpha's not here. Alpha came back? No,
Oh, you left?
Yeah, he left.
Isn't his daughter named Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one ready. You ready?
Yeah. Okay. Well, Saida.
I'm going to share a screen again. Is it okay?
Huh?
I'm going to share a screen.
You want to go, Paul?
Yeah, I'll go. So
All
I just
right,
wanted to say about this that I wrote this in early June or July. It was about the question of whose side are you on? And I kind of want to get into the history of it. And a video artist friend added this film from the 30s, 40s of a meeting of the fascists in New York and put it next to it. So here, let me just start it. But it seems like, we're still dealing with this stuff, and here it is now. So here we go.
Okay.
Let's see here. Give you a full screen.
Yeah. Do this, he knows how to put this stuff up.
Whose side are you on? Is that a gun in your hand? It's a phone. It's a camera.
Yeah.
Are you talking to the world? Are we connected? You're gonna be hunted down with that thing.
Can't hear you.
Whose side are you on? We're the new reporters. Freedom of press is in our hands. We're on the front lines, reporting the truth as we see it, capturing what we experience. He was shot while running. He was shot while running black. They took a knee. How dare they? They paraded with weapons, entered, occupied. They weren't arrested. Whose side are you on? They stood in freezing cold water, shot at, beaten, arrested, because they wanted clean water. Whose side are you on? Destroying people's livelihoods,
destroying people's livelihoods, shutting everything down. A deadly virus that needs to be stopped. Trillions printed, nothing for the poor. An old story that's getting really old, and it has always been deadly. The choices are rigged against the poor. No food for you, or go down into the unsafe mines. Work in places filled with radiation. Why don't you go over there and stand in those fields and spray with some real heavy chemicals? Yeah, why don't you go back to work without any protections when there's a contagious virus going around that spreads by being together? Yeah, your choices. You die either way. Whose side are you on? Whose side are you on? What if we aren't going back? What if we don't want to go back to what was called normal? What choices do we have? Who do you believe? What if we said no to going down into the mine? I'm not going. Stop making us poor by charging us for the land we stand on. The endless fees, taxes, and fines. Tell us we have to work the jobs offered. Go down into the mines. Don't look behind that curtain. It can't be done another way. Those of you taking everything will only get your share and not everybody else's. We can all see that the land and the air and the water are cleaner. Those who've been making money want to keep making it in the old ways. Even though it was obvious then, it is now. It wasn't working, isn't working. Hey, you standing over there. Do you have a gun in your hand? It's a phone. It's a camera. Are you talking to the world? Are we connected? You know, you can be hunted down with that. Whose side are you on? Whose side are you on? Whose side are you on?
Yeah, Paul. And it's about that. That's what it is right now. Humanity versus inhumanity.
Yes.
That's what the whole thing's about.
True
And
indeed.
if we got two entities here. One of people that care about people, and another that doesn't give a goddamn. They only care about dollars and cents and things.
Exactly.
And they don't have that compassion or understanding of what humanity is all about. It's amazing that we've gotten to this point, but it's quite clear that we are in a real divided place on many levels.
Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you, Paul.
I thought it was befitting in the video where you showed somebody who was who resisted that, right? And they got with him. I mean, that is today. That's right. We're witnessing this right now. You know?
I wanted to make sure that, I mean, when I saw it, I just thought there's so much history. A lot of people have talked about today and talked about the various histories that are lost or incidents that get lost, and the stories of our historians need to be told. This has been here. People were doing this. They were, they were gung-ho about it,
It just comes right back around, man. That's why history is dope. History can actually be a barometer. You can almost predict with it,
Gonna come back around.
Yeah, for sure. Let's keep it moving, Pops. I know we ain't got much time, but we got a few more. Dex is in the house.
Get on.
Bria's in the house. Willa Bria and the Bria's in the house. Shelly's in the Mo Clarity's in the house.
Mo Clarity.
Yo, VCR's in the house.
Go ahead, Mo Clarity. Go ahead, Mo Clarity.
Get on.
Yo, females dominate. What's up with that? The females dominating, yo.
Yes.
Dominating.
Bringing it for the new year.
Gonna get you in there, VCR, before we gotta go. You gonna go after Mo and Bria.
Mo Clarity, Shelly, then Bria.
And then VCR.
And then VCR.
What about Yak?
All right, more clarity. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hey, greetings, everyone.
How you doing?
Start with that.
Now, where you doing? Where you from,
Can you all
McClarity?
hear me?
Where you at?
Okay.
Where are you, Mo?
Well, well, technically, I am, according to the birth certificate, I say Brooklyn, but I'm from New York, from Queens, though, by way of Queens, Brooklyn, and then Staten Island.
Yeah, I know Brooklyn got to be in there somewhere. Brooklyn never fails.
Yes,
Everybody
yes.
from Brooklyn.
Let's hear from you, baby.
But see, I was going to mess with you and say, well, people from Queens usually, I was going to mess with them and say, see, people with Queens, what we usually do, we got to get Pacific. Queens do the same thing, too. It's like, where you from? Oh, Jamaica. Where you from? Far Rock. Okay, you got to,
We learn from Brooklyn.
I'm from Queens. Yeah. Now, can you all hear me? Yeah,
We can hear you.
I
It's just a
mean,
little
Brooklyn
spotty.
is in
Somebody
there.
said something
I
about
do.
Far Rock.
So you were right about that.
Somebody said
But
something
I
about
didn't
Far
leave
Rock.
with that.
Far Rock. There we go.
Is it
Who said Far
okay?
Rock?
Far
Yeah,
Rock
baby.
ain't that part of Queens.
All day.
Far Rock ain't a part of
All day.
Queens.
Gang, gang. Smell like beach water.
Far Rock is a Far Rock Queens every damn
Well,
place.
they're coming for you.
Far ride away. It's a far ride away.
That's right.
Smelling
That's
like
a
beach
Far Rock
water,
away,
baby.
Exactly. Exactly.
That Far Rock way happens to be the Boondocks.
Hey.
I call it far ride away.
Well, Linden, yeah, that's a
the
little
tourist
ride.
town.
It's a little ride.
Last stop on the A train.
The A train stands for Amtrak.
No, listen, the tourists go there for
You know what?
the tourists go there first, thinking it's all nice.
For
So
the
that's
photo
that's their shop. Then they can experience the rest of New York.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's hear from McClarity right now because time is running out.
Okay.
Okay.
But baby, you got it.
I was trying to join maybe from the phone. I wasn't certain if I was coming in. Am I still spotty?
Yeah, it does sound a little weird.
Just join.
I just let in the other one that you put in, so that one might be.
To do this one. Okay. All right. I'll mute myself there.
Right.
Okay.
More clarity.
More clarity.
All right.
Need more clarity.
There I am. Okay.
Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. I'm gonna do a different piece for you all, a new one of sorts. This week, keeping with our theme here, I guess, of the sisters, right? This one is play off words. It's misfortune, like word misfortune, or a title addressing woman misfortune. They have subtracted her. To balance the equation, she's reduced from the whole number like a mere fraction. Applications of algebraic rules, testing theories conducted with barbaric tools. Replaced numbers for X's abbreviated like Texas, tallying the mark to her exit. Constructing stories from the nurturing nature of nursery rhymes, esteem built from Legos, jagged placement of puzzle pieces, constructed picture punctured like deflated egos. Never taught to fully adorn her halo. Therefore, she's been forced to perform Friends, from Barbies to G.I. Joes, overzealous dreamer in search of a believer, but instead they demean her. Because their demeanor is to lean her into placing high goals to aim for what's beneath her. That sight set on that pearl moon between her thighs because society's solar eclipse has blocked their eyes and the pain to her screams and her cries. Her voice echoes somewhere under chalk lines tilted the greater scale to less than equal signs. She has shifted the focus of reality that exists only within her mind. It is there that she can find her square roots. The influence, she be that influence of her existence because it's divided into multiple places of truth. Daring to search for the common denominator, she has become the chosen numerator, future liberator of her past. While future is presently visible in every fact that she is indivisible. Solid statue and hard to replace her, so therefore they try to trace her with impure intent to erase her. Missing the details, so indeed their deeds fail to completely erase her with impure intent to utterly disgrace her. Her words have been imitated, vision falsely duplicated, making her mission here all the more necessary, but yet more complicated. Seeing he that have ear turn deaf from fear, she's overcome from so far, yet she still be here. She's still strong and still standing there. Smooth on that swerve on her turn to steer. She's got lots in the trunk, bringing up the rear, but equipped with her shield, sword, and spear. Souls rejected from souls injected, souls inflected, sold and neglected. Her vehicle totes things of sharecroppers field, musical souls, whips and chains, outhouse stained, auction blocks from empires brought to shame. Seasickness, mental depression from hollow drums, dances from overboard, hammer and nail driven in pain, iron shackles over molten tracks, over bent backs that refuse to look back or go back to the other side of black. With plenty of focus to distract and refuse, she grabs the reins of the mule, plows the fields, Amazon's harrowing of gold, rushing porcelain pots of jade to catch the ebony rainbow, is cotton gins and sunflower seeds, double Dutch roll, colorful hair beads, homeland liberation, homegoing celebration, home of yesterday's future generation. Yes, she's still smooth on that swerve when it's her turn to steer, but now the things of her trunk, she's dropping it here. Defamed her character with blackface cartoonist, the twisted views of a contaminated cartoonist. Painted in green, bedazzled with bling, placing Polly before crackers to get her to sing, but when the cage has been opened, Polly took flight and spread her wings. So she is not sorry. She will not apologize. She will not conform to the norm as some sort of disguise. She will not be quiet. She will not sit down nor cross her palms neatly. She will not talk softly. She will not step aside. She will not turn it up or down or let yours slide. She will not step down, dumb it up, cower, run away, or hide. She will not dumb it down nor speed it up. She will no longer accept these things because, well, she's had enough. She will not stop talking fast because to her, well, they simply listen too slow. She will not shift her light nor deflect the glow. She will not divulge the secrets of all that she is and all that she knows. She will not stop using ethnic names. However, she wishes as though when you say them, you would not do the same, referring to her children as such. And so she wishes that you would simply acknowledge that she will not blend in, cover up, or change. She will not forget the nature of her face, her story, and history, nor the reason why she, her, must and always will remain.
Ah, yes.
Ooh, wow. Whoa.
Yes, yes,
Whoa.
Yes. Yes,
And you
yes,
name that
yes.
and you name that misfortune?
Misfortune.
Yeah, it definitely was. I could see it.
Yeah, that's dope.
You know what? I would love to challenge you to do a piece called Fortune. Give me the other side. Because there's another side. But I definitely felt and understood what you said.
Yes.
Yes. Comments.
Yes, it's like stealth. It's like what I mean by stealth is that because she's even killed, but when you listen to what she's saying, it's like, yo, I mean, bombs she's dropping. Dope. I love your metaphors, the analogy, everything.
Right.
Yes.
And I know that you was reading that for the first time, right? Or whatever, right?
I always like. It's been a while since I've done that one, but I've written it a while ago. It's like, oh.
That's the only thing I wanted is some feeling of what you were saying because
right. You were nonchalant on certain points.
I was listening. I had to close my eyes to get what you were saying, and it was like, damn, that's what's up. But yeah, so because you haven't done it in a while, okay, you get a pass on that. But that's my only criticism.
Right.
Okay.
And it was
yeah, some great poetic lines there, but like it was a little too nonchalant in some places where it should have been picked up. That you got to put more. You got just make it you, and I know there's some passion. I didn't get the passion that I want to get, I suppose. But it definitely had some stuff to be said, no doubt. But give me that passion, honey. I can see the passion all in your face. So share it with me, and just put it in your voice, because what you said a lot of things that had passion connected, but you didn't say passion free. You know, you understand what I'm saying?
Amazing.
Yes, very much so. Yes.
All right, let's move right along. Unless somebody supposed to say something. Where's my girl Shelly? Now her voice is ridiculous.
I'm here.
Hey, how you doing
Hey,
today?
Shelly.
I'm doing well. Hi, Queen. Peace.
Peace.
All the kings,
Blessings,
queens.
blessings.
Much
Did you have
respect.
a good beginning of the year, Shelly?
Yes. And whatever doesn't turn out good, I'm gonna make it good.
I love it. I love your strength.
That's right.
That's exactly how you got
done.
to. That's how you got to see
With
it.
the foolishness, absolutely.
We we're steering the ship.
Yes, we are. And I'm not. Yeah.
All right.
We're doing that now. Shout out to all the poets. Phenomenal fire. And I just wrote this piece.
Okay.
New work.
It's called Forefront Fragrance.
Forefront Fragrance.
Yes.
Okay.
Our ancestors' blood is crying out from the earth. Pains, moans, and wailing. America's water has finally and fully broke. Its legs in the stirrups, covered with the red, the white, and the blue cloak. Yes, our ancestors' blood is crying from the earth. Gnashing of teeth, bearing down, bringing forth rebirth. And our people laid the foundation, brick and mortar, televised the new world order. And what was is no longer. And the swine is taken out to be slaughtered. Nutty dread. Freedom brings about bloodshed. And America, well, America is bleeding. And my melanated people retrieving reparations, receiving in deep pockets. See, America, well, America has to dig deeper, and America is grieving. And the days our ancestors prayed for, see, we are seeing. Contractions coming again, and America is sweating, and oh, the pains, heavy breathing, can't handle it, and minds leaving. Yet the mindset of love was never there, and going on in there. Congressional chairs as flying monkeys climb the walls of the White House in prime time, and white on white crime, and Confederate flags waving, and all while the chains are breaking. See, the forefront has always belonged to us, and they have always known this trust. And Joe Biden, Black women are the true cause of this ruckus. Determined, powerful, focused. Tunnel of death and the door of no return. Our ancestors assist in our tunnel vision, and the tables are turning, and those who were free will be in prison. And like a large bowl resting in the cleft of Big Mama's arm, hand mixing cake batter, beatings have begun. The Orange Mad Hatter. Revealing what they have always served on a platter, and I can hear the soft pitter-patter, and we ain't studying war no more. See, the wheat from the chaff is being separated and beating on the threshing floor, and open doors. See, we were born gifted. The white hooded veil has been fully lifted, and we, the people who were considered the minority, shifted truth superior majority and reap what you have sown, and 7 times came down the walls of Jericho. In America, well, America, the trumpet has been blown, and it wasn't built in the day Rome. And freedom is finding its way back home. And yes, our ancestors' blood is crying out from the earth in pains and moans and wailing, and America's water has finally and fully broken. Its legs is in the stirrup and can't stop it now. Push, birthing a rebirth. And the last shall now be first.
Woo! Yes.
Oh yes.
Woo! Yes. That was lit.
That's fabulous.
All right now.
Come on with that. Yes. That's very interesting that you use that show because I'm always saying that this period is really like Mother Nature in labor. I've been saying
That is rebirth.
And when you're in labor, I know that's an uncomfortable and painful moment for many women. But then when the baby comes, that's a whole nother thing. If it's a healthy baby, it's beauty, and that's what we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to a healthy child that will actually be the beginning of a new beginning for many of us. But we're going through labor right now. Very well done. Very, very well done, Shelley.
Even in everything that's going on, like this moment in time, it just put me in mind that we really, like what we've just been watching recently, we really all we have to do is just get our popcorn, like Pop said, get your raisinets, watch. Because
yes.
Let them go through that. You know what I'm saying? Let them
Watch them do it.
Yeah, because it's always about us indirectly. It always comes back to us because it is about us. But let them deal with that crazy man and everything.
That's right.
We could just
facts.
Take a chill.
Right now, the so-called powers that be have got to search their own souls to determine where they're coming from, because many of them know that following this character has been totally a dead-end street. There was nothing to gain by following somebody who only has self-interest at heart. I mean, and he doesn't give a damn about them. And now they recognize his agenda doesn't have them included. So these folks are jumping off the ship like it's okay. They just say, "I'm out of here. I'm out. I've had enough."
Rats.
You know, and it should be that way because it's been over much for 4 years of this. But we had to see. My son told me earlier, and a lot of other folks, we had to see for ourselves where we were, what America is. A long time ago, somebody did a book called The Ugly American. A lot of people just thought it was a title. There is such a thing as the ugly American, and we have seen that. And that ugly American could be black, could be white, could be any, ain't got nothing to do with color. We've seen some ugly Americans, period. Yeah. And what we want to do is see something beautiful because we deserve that. Yeah. But in order to see something beautiful, you got to go through the ugly to get to the beauty.
Yes, sir. And we see the nigga, because hey, nigga ain't got no color. And if I ain't mistaken, I believe Donald Trump is probably one of the most popular niggas I've ever seen.
He's the biggest nigga ever made.
Say that,
Donald Trump is a classic nigga. He is classic. Because the problem that we always have with niggas is that niggas didn't care about nobody but themselves.
Don't care about history. Don't care about nothing but themselves.
Nothing. It's all about me and mine. Right. He is a classic nigga.
He don't even care about his kids. He don't care about his kids. He don't care about his kids.
Nope,
his
not at
wife
all.
hates him. You can see it in her face. She don't fuck with him.
It's like
yeah, that's a nigga.
When they created
she a character too.
That was a dehumanizing
character too.
Try to take away our humanity, and all they did was create an entity that exists.
Yeah.
And it exists, like you say, irregardless of your race. Yeah. Every culture, every particular crew has got some niggas. That's right. That's why hip hop is popular all over the world.
That's right.
Those characters are recognized.
Everybody calls each other my nigga. I don't care what you Polish, Irish, Chinese. What's up, my nigga?
If I go to Ireland,
all right. Let's hear from VCR real quick because time is running out.
Yeah,
VCR. Where you at, BCR? You there?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
All right, baby. Let's hear from you, baby.
All right, this is a brand new piece I wrote this year.
Wow, you're all right. That's
All right,
good.
what's one? Let's
Yeah.
look good. Yeah.
You know, I gotta keep writing. So many things pop up. So
good.
It's called a mask winger.
All right.
Oh, instead of Mass Singer, I get it.
It's kind of like salmon back of what Shelly was doing. So I'm glad she did this piece. So I'm like, all right, I gotta get on
Set
it.
it up.
I didn't say piggyback. I had to say salmon back. So
okay.
Our next winger, left winger or right winger, disguised as Uncle Sam, showcased the never-before-seen performance in front of 1 million viewers. The audience were in awe. Let's see how you fare with the judges. Judge number 1, wow, Uncle Sam, you are something else. I mean, the way you went from a peaceful protest to a break of anarchy, foaming at the mouth with each scream, no face covering, destined for a positive COVID result, vocab full of obscenity, every racial epithet spewing, makes a bullhorn want to sob, and you don't give a flying fart. I'm gonna guess and say you're a gangster rapper. Judge number 2, man, you really pissed some folks off, scaling up the walls of the Capitol, smashing windows, bum rushing the House, entering legislative chambers, reclining in Senate seat, resting feet on desk in Pelosi's office like it's your own bedroom. I must say, you got a lot of balls. With all that said, I'm guessing you're a Middle Eastern terrorist. Okay, judge number 3, you're not fooling anyone. Like Uncle Sam may be a male figure, but I believe you're a woman. You said in your clue that you're from Knoxville, Tennessee, and that you got maced by police because you were trying to storm the Capitol, saying it's a revolution, crying for sheer pity. White privilege at its finest. I'm gonna take a wild guess to say, behind that mask, you are Karen. Now, judge number 4. Well, I see you march proudly, singing the national anthem, hand on heart, not kneeling, waving Old Glory and the Confederacy, dancers wearing MAGA caps. Then that shotgun routine where you killed 4 civilians and didn't get arrested. Boy, if that was a black guy, he would have been gunned down execution style. And Trump sympathized and loved you, saying you're special, brave and risky performance. I think that you're Ted Nugent. So all the guesses are in, and now it's time to reveal. Uncle Sam, we need to know who you are. So audience, say it with me. Take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. Oh my God, it's America. Oh, there's nothing un-American about today's performance. For over 400 years, this has been the same you. So congratulations and continue to be the laughingstock of the planet. Make America hypocritical again and again and again.
Yeah. Woo. Yes. Yes. That's outrageous, baby. Oh yeah. That's outrageous. That's a kidney punch. That's a kidney punch. Yeah.
Yes, power.
They'll miss blood from that one. That's for real.
I think when he records that,
very strong, VCR. Thank you so much, brother. Yes.
I think when he records that, he should do it with Shelly, because I can hear her response.
Yeah.
Yo, and it sounded dope.
That's called Bombs from Boston.
All right, we're gonna move a little quicker, but I mean, we needed that.
Hey, I wanted to say, everybody, I wanted to say, you know, and this is what I do. I don't know if y'all do. Y'all need to do this. You know, any given time during the week, you can go back and just watch this. This is like food, man. And the good thing about, you know, Facebook, you can go back and check this out. You know, I've watched last week's. It's once it's on in cyberspace, it never goes away. So do that. You know, go back and critique yourself too.
Right.
You know, those that need to do that, like System of Clarity, we love your piece, but you know, just go back and watch and listen and whatever. Okay, just want to tell you that we didn't have a commercial today. Cousin Juanita, where you at?
Yeah, and pass it around. Pass it around.
Go ahead. Next, I guess she'll get at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it at the end. We'll end with it.
We got 2 more. We got 2 more folks. Labria and then Ngoma. And then Ngoma. Gonna save the best for last.
And go on, yes. The real, yes.
Where's Labria?
You're right here.
How you doing?
Jesus.
Or
What up, Bree?
You're frozen, love.
What's up?
Oh.
her signal's a little weak.
My signal's weak?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Turn off my Wi-Fi. Hold on.
The one we talked about.
Woo.
Oh, okay.
Where you at? You in Texas? Nah, it's
No, it's in Brooklyn.
That's a lot better. That's a lot better.
It's a lot better?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got you now. Let's go. All right, baby.
So I was gonna read the one that I got criticized on last time. Like I did the work. Like I hit up Juanita and Abiodun and Yex, like trying to get it right to redeem myself. But then Thursday night someone was killed in Tacoma, Washington, where I live. And it reminded me, it made me feel all the feelings from when I lost my cousin 2 years ago to gang violence. And
hey, mute your phones. Mute your phones.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute everybody.
Everybody mute.
Stop
Mute.
talking.
Pop, tell everybody to mute their phone.
Mute your phone. All right.
Go ahead,
All right. Because we got a frozen picture of Labria here.
But we can hear you though. We can hear you.
All right, go ahead. Do your thing, baby. We can hear you.
This one's called I Guess. Unsuppressed. I was angry when I wrote this. Thoughts immense, my blood boiling, anxious. I need to get this off my chest. Decades of fanboys, tapping in, spewing regurgitated nonsense at the 85% when you yourself are a part of it, a mess. You don't know shit, and that needs to be addressed. From your DNA to your melanin, yes, you are above this. This is what it looks like to choose less. For a bag, some status, belongings that don't belong to you, to Compton, y'all got me pressed. How does it feel to be the nigga known for his brother's death? You feel real? If your knowledge were your worth, then it would be well earned. Well, it is. And still you failed the test. Poisoning your people for the stripes you earn, this is what it looks like to choose less. Proverbial early bird, tell me what you think is the worm, what success? It's available to you, information and resources. It don't even need to be a book, bruh, it's at your fingertips. I understand tantrums based on lack of self-respect, wrestling with the inability to express, but drugs and guns, I have sons. Switched my home from my temple of grief to relief and ease in essence, listening to and drinking nettle leaves, lowering the blood pressure, to moving beds around, stressing to protect my young ones. Why don't you see your power yet, son? We see you, we love you, but putting pride before love of self gonna have you in a box on the set. Number one, taking pieces of your family with you. 2 years since I lost my cuz, still ain't paid respects, on the run. Withdrew. Couldn't go through with that. Question, you think you cool for walking to your funeral? Bet. Done. Already reduced to freshly perished carcasses, surrounded by vultures never meant to escape the recesses, they think we're hilarious. Scream black on black after 400 years of instilling fears, making our men fight each other to the death, and we demand their assistance when we are our biggest threat. Indefinite. Taking known and unknown energies, but I'm used to it. If I could provide peace and soak up this mother's pain, I would do it. I'm too through with it. I'm up out of here because me and mine are not about to be next. And you so with the shit, you'll stand tall for the streets, you'll stand tall for the streets and represent, but not for your legacy or your children, I guess.
Wow, baby. That's a very necessary piece for all the brothers out there, gang banging and everything else. Very important. Now you're in Seattle. You're in Seattle, Washington?
Tacoma.
Oh, Tacoma. Okay. Yeah. So it's same madness going up there that's happening in all those other places, huh? Yeah. Our need to belong is killing each other.
it was cleaned up for a while, and it's almost as if it being cleaned up makes them want, like, they want so badly to be from the hood or for shit to be on some real gang shit that they're willing to. Yeah, it's starting to be bad again.
I feel you, sis. I feel you.
I always feel like that's something that we
do my virtual open house.
We got to do our own. We got to do on our own, that we don't get too too often. Pops was talking to Felipe, the last poet. But we when we get to talk about the people that have passed on, you know, it's mostly people that are killed by cops. Now we're not talking about people that are just killed just for no good reason.
Streets. Yeah.
We're not talking about the streets. We're not talking about the things that people, you know, like I had somebody when I was in high school, I was in 15, just, you know, something random happened, you know, a kid of mine in my school, he died from having like a hole in his heart. Like, you don't get to hear these stories of just people that pass away and how these people in the community need to move through the motions to make sure that we check on each other and that we're okay and that we're not doing all the gang violence and doing whatever just because it's a fad or whatever. Like, we need to do more. That's you know, that's what I took for your piece.
Thank you. Just to say this, because I think this doesn't get said enough. I know that we focus a lot on, like Ade, you were saying about police brutality and not so much the so-called black on black crime that we experience in the hood. But I just want to say that both of those realities comes from white supremacy.
True,
because they create the material conditions that makes us do those things. So we are dying, even though it's by our own hands, by the people that are our kin. It's still part of the systemic violence. So I still consider black on black crime still part of this idea of police brutality and white supremacy. And so I think that is really important that we also have, like, you know, we need to understand as well that dying by the hands of white people and dying by the hands of black people is the same thing. It's a symptom of the same problem that we all have, and it is a mental health issue on both parts. Because for you to be a racist is a mental health issue. When the guy talks about the post-traumatic slave syndrome, she's not just talking about black people. White people have also been indoctrinated into the system and have gone through the level of psychosis that you have to go through to actually believe that because someone has melanin or more melanin than you, that somehow means that they're bad. You know, and so I think that we're still dying by the same hands. And I always want to make sure that we say that, because people like to say, well, what about us? We always marching for the police. What about us? We killing us too. And I'm like, we're not killing each other.
Yeah, it's the same fight. It's the same fight. Yeah,
But
I feel you on that.
That's Sister Queen's mind piece, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Who taught our girls? Who taught? And then, right? She broke that down. Malcolm X said it. Who taught you to hate yourself?
Right.
To hate the
Right.
Who taught you? You know, so this is something we have to deal with. A lot of times we just give the white man a pass and say, well, it's on us now. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to deal with the root. You can't heal the deal with the root. You don't try to deal with the fruit without dealing with the root.
Right. It always boils down to what you value. And if your values have been totally messed with, you're valuing the wrong things. So you're going to do something that's going to accentuate that. So we definitely have to have. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the things that Kwanzaa doesn't get the proper play it deserves, because people see it as some little 7-day holiday. But those are values.
Right.
Those are values that we're supposed to implement into our lives every single day. Some unity, some cooperative economics, some collective responsibility, some purpose, some creativity, and some faith. And I mean, if we had those values, it would offset some of those horrible values that we are upholding, because we're valuing the wrong stuff. I mean, that's why I had issues with 50 Cent when he comes out with this movie, Get Rich or Die Trying. That's the wrong value to set off, because you're gonna die trying to get rich in a way that should be that could be harmful to you and everybody else. So the value system has got to change. We have got to have a different value. I would love for us to value each other more than we value money. But that's just, I'm just talking. there's some of us that are gonna value money more than we're gonna ever value each other. You know, and that's sad because that means that you've been had. As they say, what's
Yeah.
that word? You've been bamboozled.
Yes.
Let's move on.
Can I say something?
Can I say something real quick? I just want to say one thing real quick.
Go
A
ahead,
touch
go
on
ahead.
that subject. I just want to say that it's social construct in the music is really a big major part, and like sis said, it comes from white supremacy. They know what they're doing with the music and the industry that they promote towards our kids in order to brainwash them to be criminals, to be thoughts, you know, rap and all those kind of songs that they got out here promoting that kind of attitude in our youth. And so we do have to combat that, and we have to realize it's from white supremacy that social construct exists.
Can I just say something real quick?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So I had to research the West African kingdoms last year, and I realized that like one of them was taken out because there was attack from people that wanted their wealth and their riches, you know. And then researching, you know, how some West African kingdoms had sold us into slavery, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And so my point is this, is that a lot of times when we talk about these issues, we minimize it to like, it's just white supremacy. But here's the reality as well. And I agree with that. I agree with that too. But here's the reality as well. We have so many gatekeepers in our communities, right? It's called internalized oppression. So while we're recognizing this, what we're not doing is we're not creating cultural therapeutic programs for our people so that we can heal our people. We need to start talking about that. We need to stop just saying, oh, it's white supremacy. What are we doing to combat that? And that's what we need to start taking on, and we need to take on that responsibility.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say we have spaces. Yup, and that's what this is, and that's what a whole lot of other spaces that we use.
That's very true.
Hold up, go ahead, Yashua. You want to say something before we move to our closer? Go ahead.
We're gonna go to our closer today. All right. And Gomer, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, baby. You got it.
Okay, I wrote this yesterday.
Gomer.
It's called,
Peace, Baba.
Everybody got it. First of all,
Real America. Real America showed up and showed out, and we asked, "Where's a cop when you need one?" It wasn't no secret that the MAGAs was coming. It was all on social media. Maybe the National Guard didn't come because the black female mayor called them. See what's going here? They showed up for Black Lives Matter, brought tanks on the avenue. But then again, who would have thought T-Rump would instigate a takeover? The question is, how many impeachments does it take to get rid of a lunatic? And what's taking so long? But then again, I hope you weren't surprised. After all, this is the real America, built on stolen Indian land and the backs of Africans. The whole damn thing is a lie, drunk on the blood of manifest destiny. So don't act like shit didn't always stink, been funked up since Columbus got lost.
Yes. And that's befitting.
Excellent, Nagoma.
The whole damn thing is a lie. That's the name of the book.
Where's Yak?
That is been funked up.
Where's oh, there she is, right there. What's happening? You go ahead, baby. You read the last one. Yak?
Unmute your phone, Yaks.
Yaks. Is it Yaks?
Yeah, why you
Yaks.
Yeah. There she go.
All right, Yaks. How you doing, baby?
I'm good.
Hey,
How y'all?
Well, go ahead and share with us, honey, because the time is running out.
Yeah, peace to everybody who went on before me. Y'all was really inspiring.
Peace.
And I was working on a recent piece today, which was a stream of consciousness on a psychedelic trip. But y'all been spitting all this fear stuff, so I'm going to spit a joint called "Can You Taste It?"
Okay.
And it's a little bit of an ode to the brothers too, but it's an ode to the entire community. You know, when in the beginning, I can't remember who exactly was talking about it, but they were saying the church's God is in us, and not just God is body is the temple. Like we don't have to go to church to praise God when God is in us and our body is the temple.
G is us.
Definition, it only takes two or more to congregate. So we congregating right now, and this is church. And when I wrote this piece, I was with a brother who was dropping some gems on me, and it just felt like I was in a Sunday service. So this is where this came from. What if I told you Jesus showed up on my doorstep in a pair of Converse and a Kangol to converse about the earth being mangled? He listened to me spout over cups of tea as I untangled his locks, tongue tied in knots. I called him Chris in lieu of Christ, as to cross my T before they dotted his I, skewed images and accounts faked, replaced with Judas. No one would believe it was he who was really skewered to the stake. Isa was never crucified. I washed his feet as he turned water to wine and consoled me as I whined about the state of our people. Feeble-minded Negroes who lost more than just their deeds to 40 acres and a mule, surrendering our future to the prison pipeline every time we abandon our youth in these whitewashed schools. Hip-hop is our only culture, and they stole that too. So I said Indian style with indigenous shamans and soothsayers who have been deemed winos and fools, removing their teeth, making room for gems dropped every time they speak. I am their diamond in the rough, uncut, impossible to be thrown under the bus. It is only 200 or so years old. My soul is ancient. I finally got the guts to post up on the corner, turning it into a pulpit, yelling, ain't ish sweet coming from where I'm from. Not even sugar, honey, iced tea. They've made sustenance a drug. Like on my block, Cinderellas who can't afford glass slippers smoke out of glass pipes instead, where scorned mothers and lovers teach men how to make a park bench a bed, where the Black Madonna and child are referred to as baby mama and bastard. Reality is bass backwards. Politicians posing as puppets, masterminds. Racists use our cities as their own personal coloring books, drawing outside of lines, as if our streets aren't already rivers running red, something like Venice. Blood flows out of exit wounds that never heal from young bulls marked like veal as soon as they exit the womb. Who's really pulling the strings? I've watched angels fall with broken wings, becoming marionette dolls as demons smoke their dust, praising monetary illusions and God we trust. That blindfolded lady holds an unbalanced scale. She is neither fair nor just. In my hood, pigs don't fly, they walk upright, beating deities in broad day for simply being as quiet bystanders watch like a play on Broadway. I've seen this act one, two, many times. Violators of ghetto idols, later to be exonerated by a jury of their peers. Those who claim neutrality in the face of injustice have chosen the side of the oppressor. Privileged transgressors, all they see is green. I warn my brothers not to accept the fake peace offering. One last smoke before being choked or chopped on the block, undertaking the guillotine. Rats who aren't afraid to die, topping wires. Lies told through grapevines. Red and blue make purple. Double-headed snakes play both sides. I see dead homies' faces hanging from shoelaces on telephone lines. So we pour our libations like our ancestors in commemoration. Sisters don't choose gangsters because we prefer bad boys. Rather, they purposefully liken our men to African warriors. It's all a ploy. Kids walk around with balled fists because the streets are hot. Their hearts are cold, stomachs empty. Those who live to eat will become carnivorous eventually. Cannibalism tempting. The meek shall inherit the earth only after the rich have raped it. And when there is nothing left, the poor will feed off the rapist. Can you taste it? Thank y'all.
Yeah. Damn, girl.
That was a bomb, honey. Oh,
hey, that's how you end an open mic.
A dope open mic.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yes.
Turn down.
Yes.
Started with fire, ended with fire.
Yes.
Double-headed.
I love y'all.
Right. That
was man. And you covered so many things that we dealt with today in that piece.
Yes.
Very, very powerful piece. Yeah. And no one would ever expect you to be walking around with a time bomb in your mouth.
I know.
That was
like Jessica Care Moore. Got the little innocent looking face. Got bombs coming out of it.
Yeah, you definitely have some Jessica Care Moore happening there too, baby. No doubt. No doubt.
Let me stuff off. I appreciate y'all.
Do you know Jessica?
You said who?
Jessica Care Moore.
She was on here last time, actually.
She was on last time. She happened to be a sister who won the Apollo Amateur Night 5 times in a row. Because her poetry was just that fierce. It was fierce like this stuff. It's very, very strong. Listen, y'all, our time is up. But I'm extremely excited and happy that we've had this moment because it was very, very powerful again. And we keep doing this. And I'm hoping that, like I said before, This is the time for us to get some things done. We've done been through the fire. Some of us have been through a drowning, but we've survived so far. And we're looking forward to something better. Change is imminent, but we want change to be something that we have a hand in. So you got to start with changing yourself in whatever way you can to improve on your own personal needs. And that's important, that we take responsibility for ourselves, at least. Let's end it the way we started. I want to be what I can be, to be proud, healthy, and
free.
Want to say what I know to help my brothers and sisters
grow.
Want to feel good about me and blame no one for my
misery.
I'll be strong to turn it around. I want to go up, not going down. To do what I can do to make all my dreams come true. Remember my past, the good and bad, how I made it art even when it was sad. I want to share whatever my gift. And when you're feeling low, I'll give you a lift. I want to live without fear and know that I'm blessed for being here. Know that you're blessed for being here. And know that we're blessed for being here. And that we are blessed.
Thank you all for coming.
You better come on.
If you like to,
Okay.
Juanita, you got something you want to say?
Juanita gonna do the commercial.
Juanita.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for us having a great open house for the first time this year. It's always a blessing. If you want to donate to Sundays at 1:10, you can send donations, any amount, $1 and up, to via PayPal to Poet Abiodun at yahoo.com. And you can also send Cash App to Walove, JUALUE, at $Walove 228. Yeah. So for Cash App, $Walove 228. But for PayPal, it would be Poet Abiodun at yahoo.com. And don't forget our website where you can get official Last Poets gear. It's the only place to get Last Poets gear. Anything else is not official. You go to www.thelastpoets.com.
That's what's
Can we
up.
donate in Bitcoin?
All right, y'all.
Salmon croquettes.
Have a safe
All right,
and
guys.
healthy week.